Hello everybody. In this video today I shall be talking about climate change. So you might have heard about climate change on the news more likely. So in this video I shall be presenting climate change with footage from National Geographic. Let me just check. Yeah, so National Geographic. I've asked them if I could use their videos. So I'll be talking a bit quick in the videos, the short videos, because it's got to be synchronized basically. So that's what this video is going to be about. I wanted to do this video because climate change is something real and people aren't really doing anything about climate change. So I think it's time that people start doing something. For example, Donald Trump that doesn't believe in climate change. So what he's doing is just destroying our planet. So I'll get on with the first little short video. So I could call this video the introduction. It's just basically the main cause of climate change. So here's the first video. Climate change is caused by a phenomenon known as the greenhouse effect. Gases in the atmosphere such as water vapour, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide and chlorofluorocarbons let the sunlight in but keep some of the heat from escaping, like the glass of a greenhouse. The more greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, the more heat gets trapped, strengthening the greenhouse effect and increasing the Earth's temperature. So basically from that video what I wanted to get to is that there are gases in our atmosphere that causes the greenhouse effect, which we could stop by not using those gases or producing those gases. Well, except for methane, CO2. Most of them we can't really get rid of, but we can reduce. We can't get rid of them because it's impossible. For example, when you fart, you release methane. It's not your fault, it's just how humans are. So there are solutions to those problems, like not, for example, pump petrol out of the ground, because when you do, you reject CO2. So for example, instead you could, for example, that petrol is going to go into cars. You could probably build an implantation in Brazil and use sugarcane, transform it into ethanol, and then transform that ethanol into oil to put in your car, which would save pollution, CO2. There will still be a bit of pollution because where you're going to convert the ethanol, you're going to use factories and they'll reject CO2, but they'll reject less CO2 than petrol, what do you call them? Petrol diggers, I'll put a photo, or one of those. So here's going to be the second video. So this video is more of like the history, I reckon, of climate change. So here's the second video. Human activities like the burning of fossil fuels have increased the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere by more than a third since the Industrial Revolution. The rapid increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere has warmed the planet at an alarming rate. Whilst the Earth's climate has fluctuated in the past, atmospheric carbon dioxide hasn't reached today's levels in hundreds of thousands of years. So after seeing the second video, we can see a really high augmentation, I don't know how you'd call it, increase of CO2 levels because of fossil oils and all of that. So this main cause, the cause of this increase all of a sudden, is because of the revolution, industrial revolution. Factories started to use coal, and that rejected CO2, so the temperature increased so bad that in London in 1952 there was 7 days of fog, really dense fog, and the visibility was only a yard. So that's a short history brief of the UK, and so it's increased, but we can decrease it, but it's going to take a lot of time. So that's going to be it for the second video. Now here comes the third little short video, which would be about the consequences and the effects of climate change. So here comes the third video. Climate change has consequences for our oceans, our weather, our food sources, and our health. Ice sheets such as Greenland and Antarctica are melting. The extra water that was once held in glaciers cause sea levels to rise and spills out on the ocean, flooding coastal regions. Warmer temperatures also make weather more extreme. This means not only more intense major storms, floods and heavy snowfall, but also longer and more frequent droughts. These changes and weather pose challenges. Growing crops becomes more difficult. The areas where the plants and animals can live shift and water supplies are diminished. And in addition to creating new agricultural challenges, climate change can directly affect people's physical health. In urban areas, the warmer atmosphere creates an environment that traps and increases the amount of smog. This is because smog contains ozone particles which increase rapidly at higher temperature. Causes of smog are health problems such as asthma, heart disease and lung cancer. So after seeing the third video, we can see that climate change affects basically everything: our oceans, our weather, our food and our health. So the most concerning is our health, and it's basically everything is concerning, because if the waters are rising, then we're going to get floods. If our health, the health issue is really bad, that's the most concerning for asthma people. You can get cancer sometimes. I've read about that in an article. You can get cancer. So it's really horrible, really. And the climate change, it's changing life. For example, in the oceans, some species of fish are vanishing, basically, and that's really bad, because then one day there won't be any more fish left, and then our fish cycle, there'll be consequences. There are always consequences with this planet. But let's see what we can do about it. So let's go to the fourth video. The fourth video was a bit short, so I didn't decide to put it in the YouTube video. So I'll just describe it basically. For example, if we do not, to prevent climate change, we could, instead of using fossil fuels, we could use renewable energy, such as wind turbines, solar panels, all that type of renewable energy, and that would really reduce the pollution that we emit, or how to say, that we produce basically. So it is a sad topic basically, because for our future generation, what they're gonna do if we don't act now. If we don't act now, then planet Earth is going to die, basically. And also with the nuclear energy, I haven't spoke about that in this video, but nuclear energy is another topic, and that's really complicated, because once the uranium gets, or when it gets tired, basically, when it's like kaput, when it's dead, they put it in the ground, and the consequences of that are, for example, earthquakes, which kill people sometimes, and it's appalling, basically. So we can act now if people listened, and for example, if everybody had a wind turbine to power the whole house, or solar panels, but most in cities now, they do use a lot of solar panels, so that's really good. But then on the other side, you've got cities that use nuclear energy because it's easier. It produces a lot more energy in such a little space. So we can't do anything about it, just got to wait and see what our politicians decide to do. So I think that's going to be it for this video. If you want to add something to the video, just leave a comment in down there. And also, if you want to go and see the YouTube channel of National Geographic, you can go up there. It will also be in the description below. So I hope you've liked this video. My next video is probably going to be either a Minecraft video or a top 5 action films. So you have to wait and see them. So goodbye. Also before I go, you might have noticed that it has snowed. So I live in a cruise. Funny story this. And the equivalent in the UK is college, so I work at college. And the school had to close at 12 today because the government decided that like it was going to snow this afternoon, which it did. And so they closed the schools at 12 and everybody had to go home. And well, I normally finish at 5. Yeah, so we finished at 12 instead, but it snowed. There was like 20 odd centimetres of snow in like, what, 4 hours. It was appalling. So now there's loads of snow out there. At least I can have a few snowball fights. Right, so that's going to be it for this video. Also, before I leave, I've redecided on the name of my channel, and I think it's going to be Specialized Tom, because I've decided that I'm going to do videos of a bit of everything: real life, Minecraft, gaming, then cycling, bit of everything. That's what I think it will be. So I'll see you in the next video. I hope you liked this one. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.